Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day before starting the video. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Aldis. WWE. SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis has only been an on-screen personality since his arrival and has not competed in the ring for the Stamford-based promotion even once. However, the Englishman is a decorated wrestler, having competed all across the globe. He has won the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship twice, the TNA World Heavyweight Championship once, and the IWGP Tag Team Championship once while teaming with Doug Williams. Aldis has claimed in the past that he is available in any capacity the company wants him, and that he is not done with his in-ring career. Even though he hasn't wrestled in over 2 years, fans are still hopeful of seeing the SmackDown General Manager in the ring sometime in the future. As a result, here are 4 potential opponents for Aldis if he returns to in-ring action. The Miz and Nick Aldis have frequently been at odds on SmackDown, setting up the premise for a future match. Not to mention, The Miz is an extremely safe worker and would allow WWE to protect Aldis after so much time away from action. Interestingly, the former WWE champion also feuded with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan when they were general managers of SmackDown. A feud with Aldis would nicely continue the tradition of having the A-lister feud with authority figures. Drew McIntyre and Nick Aldis have also not had the best relationship on screen. The Scottish Warrior is often on the SmackDown general manager's wrong side, causing trouble on the blue-branded show. The two have never battled each other in singles competition, even outside of WWE. They have only shared the ring twice in the past, but the last time they did so was in 2015 during a battle royale in TNA. A feud between McIntyre and Aldis would surely be interesting to watch, owing to the incredible mic skills of both performers. Styles is set to retire from in-ring competition next year, and he should step into the ring with Nick Aldis at least once before hanging up his boots. In 2013, Aldis, then known as Magnus, defeated AJ Styles for the TNA World Championship in what was his final match for the promotion. The two could run it back one last time, with Aldis potentially making his WWE debut against the Phenomenal One. Of all the options mentioned above, there is one that stands head and shoulders above the rest. Randy Orton has been a thorn in Nick Aldis' side on many occasions and has even laid out the SmackDown general manager with an RKO several times. Many expected the 38-year-old to challenge the Viper at WrestleMania 41, when Orton was without an opponent after Kevin Owens had to withdraw due to his neck injury. However, Joe Hendry stepped up to the legend at the Show of Shows. Owing to the history between them, one more RKO to Aldis could cause him to put on his wrestling boots and challenge Orton to settle things in the ring. Nick Aldis has quickly become one of the most intriguing figures in WWE today, not just as the authoritative general manager of SmackDown, but also as a former world-class wrestler whose in-ring career has left fans wondering if we'll ever see him lace up his boots again. Known for his remarkable technical skills, charisma, and championship pedigree across multiple promotions, Aldis' arrival in WWE brought instant legitimacy to the Blue brand's leadership. However, for many fans and industry veterans alike, the question remains, when will Nick Aldis step into the ring for the first time in WWE? Given his storied history, the possibilities for dream matches are endless. Let's explore 4 potential superstars who could make perfect opponents for Aldis' long-awaited debut inside a WWE ring. One of the most compelling options would be AJ Styles. Both men share a similar wrestling philosophy and background, technical precision, storytelling mastery, and a passion for elevating the sport. Aldis and Styles have both carried major promotions on their backs, with AJ's tenure in TNA and Aldis' dominance in NWA standing as proof of their championship mettle. If WWE decides to transition Aldis from authority figure to competitor, a match with Styles could instantly headline a premium live event. Their chemistry on the microphone and inside the ring would be electric, combining Aldis' traditional wrestling flair with Styles' high-flying agility. A potential storyline could see Aldis enforcing his authority as SmackDown GM, only for Styles to challenge that control, forcing Aldis to prove that he can still back up his words inside the squared circle. It would be a generational collision of two world-traveled veterans, both eager to prove that experience and skill outweigh youth and flash. Another excellent opponent for Aldis could be Cody Rhodes. The history between these two men is undeniable. They faced off in NWA, where Aldis and Rhodes battled for the prestigious NWA World's Heavyweight Championship in a classic showdown that many still hail as one of the most emotionally charged matches of the modern era. Bringing that rivalry to WWE would add an extra layer of storytelling depth. Rhodes, now the American Nightmare and one of WWE's biggest stars, could find himself confronted by Aldis, who might remind Cody that he once took something precious from him: his title, his pride, and perhaps his legacy. The narrative could easily build around unfinished business and mutual respect turning to rivalry. WWE audiences would be treated to a rematch years in the making, this time with even higher stakes and a global spotlight. It would be poetic for Aldis' first WWE match to be against a man who once helped define his career outside the company. A third intriguing choice is LA Knight. The self-proclaimed megastar has rapidly ascended to the top tier of WWE thanks to his charisma, catchphrases, and crowd connection. Pairing him against Aldis would create an entertaining feud, blending sharp wit, intense promos, and a clash of personalities. Both men are gifted talkers who could engage audiences before they even step foot in the ring. The storyline could emerge from a disagreement on SmackDown management decisions, with Knight accusing Aldis of bias or holding him back. As tensions escalate, Aldis could finally drop his suit jacket and accept a challenge, leading to a blockbuster confrontation. A match between Aldis and LA Knight wouldn't just deliver technically, it would also provide compelling television, with each promo segment becoming must-see TV. It would allow Aldis to showcase his old-school charisma against Knight's modern swagger, proving that classic wrestling presence still thrives in WWE's current era. Finally, Drew McIntyre could be a powerhouse opponent for Aldis. Both men are proud competitors who built their reputations through grit, determination, and international dominance. McIntyre, known for his intense physicality and imposing presence, would push Aldis to his physical limits. The story could be built on respect turning to competition, perhaps starting with McIntyre questioning Aldis' authority as GM. McIntyre could claim that Aldis hides behind his desk because he's afraid to compete, sparking a rivalry that forces Aldis back into action. This type of program could easily turn into a hard-hitting war filled with passion, pride, and professionalism. A match between Aldis and McIntyre could also establish Aldis as more than just an on-screen executive. It could reintroduce him as a legitimate athlete, capable of standing toe-to-toe with WWE's best. If Nick Aldis decides to wrestle in WWE, the company has a golden opportunity to create a monumental moment. His in-ring debut would not only mark the continuation of an extraordinary career, but also bridge eras and styles of professional wrestling. Aldis brings with him a sense of class and old-school prestige that WWE could use to elevate any storyline. Whether facing a technician like AJ Styles, a storyteller like Cody Rhodes, a showman like LA Knight, or a powerhouse like Drew McIntyre, Aldis' first match would undoubtedly draw immense attention. Beyond the immediate appeal of these dream matches, Aldis' WWE debut could also signal a shift in how authority figures are used in modern wrestling. Rather than being just a backstage presence, Aldis has the credibility to blur the line between management and competition, creating tension and unpredictability across SmackDown's landscape. His wrestling IQ and verbal finesse make him the perfect antagonist or even reluctant hero, depending on the narrative. Imagine Aldis wrestling in a high-profile match at WrestleMania, or defending the honor of his brand at Survivor Series. Those possibilities are now within reach. Nick Aldis. Transition from SmackDown GM to WWE. A competitor would not only reward longtime fans, familiar with his work, but also introduce newer and audiences to a master of his craft. In an era dominated by spectacle and social media moments, Aldis represents the timeless essence of wrestling: grit, storytelling, and respect for the ring. Each of the four potential opponents, Styles, Rhodes, Knight, and McIntyre, would bring out a different side of Aldis, showcasing his adaptability and depth as a performer. As WWE continues to evolve, the company has shown a willingness to merge tradition with modernity. Bringing Nick Aldis into the ring could embody that balance perfectly. His reputation as a former world champion and locker room leader lends authenticity to any feud he enters. For fans, it's not just about seeing him wrestle. It's about witnessing a piece of wrestling history unfold. The anticipation surrounding Aldis' in-ring future proves how highly regarded he is by fans and peers alike. Whether his first opponent ends up being a fellow veteran or a rising star, one thing is certain. Nick Aldis' WWE debut would be one of the most anticipated matches of the year, blending the prestige of the past with the excitement of the present. In the end, wrestling isn't just about athleticism. It's about moments that define eras. Nick Aldis stepping into a WWE ring for the first time would be exactly that kind of moment. A battle-tested champion, a brilliant storyteller, and a respected leader finally taking his place among the elite roster of WWE would send a powerful message. Greatness doesn't fade. It simply waits for the right stage. And when that moment arrives, the world will finally see that Nick Aldis was never just a general manager. He's a world-class performer ready to make history once again. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.